Hello, ABMP podcast listeners. It's Kristen, ABMP's Director of Professional Education, inviting you to join us at the ABMP CE Summit Aging Clients on Tuesday, May 12th. This online event, including 3 hours of CE, is free for everyone in the profession and features courses from instructors Ruth Werner, Sheila Alexander, and Dawn Castiglione. Learn how the body changes over time, common age-related pathologies, and practical hands-on techniques for working confidently with senior clients from active to medically complex. Register today at abmp.com/summit. See you online.
Do you need help with marketing, new clients, or online reviews? MassageBook is your solution, streamlining all the challenging aspects of your massage therapy practice. This powerful software simplifies scheduling, payments, and marketing, allowing you to focus on what you do best, helping clients live better. Plus, sign up now with code ABMP50 and get $50 off after your free 30-day trial. Visit MassageBook.com, create an account, and transform your practice today. That's MassageBook with code ABMP50 for $50 off. Don't wait. Give it a shot today.
Hello and welcome. You are listening to Fully Booked with Elicia Crook on the ABMP Podcast Network. Welcome back to episode 2. This is all around how to raise prices and keep clients happy, because what if we could have both? One of my mentors taught me a phrase that is, when it comes to facts like this, is that it's in our business where we're starting to have a realization that something needs to change, that it's not good, it's not bad, it's just so. It just is. If you are running a business at a loss right now, woohoo! The fact that you are prepared to actually have an awareness of that, rock on to you. Because a lot of therapists would prefer to avoid looking at this and taking responsibility for it because it's scary, yeah? From all the reasons that I've already shared. So how do we do this? The first thing I would say is, if you're realizing, you do your numbers and realize I'm not charging enough, the first and easiest, most lowest hanging fruit step to take is raise your initial consult fee. And don't just raise it by $5. Raise it by like $10, $15, or $20, or $30 or $50 if you want. I charge an extra $50 a session for an initial consult for myself. I don't give them any more time. I don't do anything extra other than everything else I normally do in an initial consultation. The reason I think this is important, and there's actually a few reasons. Number one is that you get to liquidate some of your marketing spend. So if you're spending money on advertising in order to attract new clients in, you can liquidate that spend by charging more for an initial consult. So essentially, those people are paying you to do your marketing. The second thing is, your clients often expect to pay more for an initial consultation, and you don't have to do anything else that you're doing. You're really just covering yourself for the time, effort, and energy that you put into building rapport, taking a history, having that conversation, and building a relationship with that client. And the third thing that I think this does really, really well is it gets you used to saying a higher amount. Yeah, I charge $130 for an initial consult. I charge $150 for an initial consult. I charge $180 for an initial consult. I charge $250 for an initial consult. Yeah. It gets you used to saying that. And here's the weird thing. The first time we say it to someone, they're like, oh, great, how much is it? And you're like, oh, it's $150. Yeah, like your voice might go up like that and feel a little bit like, ah. Now, the thing is that you've got a bunch of stuff going on in your head, and in their mind, it's just so. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just so. And when someone says, yeah, sure, no worries, book me in, your first response will probably be, holy crap, they actually did it. This is so cool. Or your version of that, because that's a fairly Australian response to this. This is really cool. So have an initial consultation fee and get used to saying it, because worst case scenario, if all your new clients dry up and no one comes in, great, awesome. You don't have to do this. Great, no worries at all. Because if your new clients dry up, then you can adjust your pricing. Yeah, so it's kind of like an objection handler for your brain to kind of go, it's okay, worst case scenario, I can always put them down. And none of your new clients know what your new consultation fee is for an initial, because they're already coming to see you. Yeah, so that's That's the first step that you can take. That's like, all right, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to do the things. I'm going to build a great business and work towards this kind of success that I want. This is how I'm going to do it. Then it's around how do we actually put our prices up. Now, when I was pregnant with our son, and he's just turned 18, we decided to find out what we were having. And we were having a boy. And we kept the name that we wanted to call him. We didn't tell anyone what his name was going to be. I think we told grandparents and that was it. And one of my very good girlfriends who I met in Mum's group, she had a different example. And she decided that she was going to find out what she was having. She was also having a boy and that she was going to name him Rusty. Now, what cracks me up about this is that her father-in-law, who probably should know her better than this, said, oh, that's a stupid name. I don't like it. Now, to her, that's red rag to a bull. It means I'm literally going to do that regardless of what you think. If regardless of whether you're right or not, regardless of anything, this is I'm now doing it. Yeah, I don't know if you know anyone like this. And so what happened was she had a lot of pushback from people because she hadn't yet had her son. And when we had our son Toby, or Tobias George, as he's called, his full name, only when he's in trouble, really, or we've got to fill in official documents, he was named, and I don't know if people hated the name or thought it was a dumb name, or I have no idea because no one ever said it to me. And I think raising prices is like this. If you are going to raise your price in the future, maybe there can be people that object to that. They can say, oh, yeah, I think it's too much, or maybe you shouldn't. And then all of a sudden we can feel like, unless you're a super summon like my friend, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe I should change my behavior. Whereas when it has already been done, I've raised my prices, I'm letting you know that this is how it's going to be. There's a lot more certainty that comes with that. When you've decided that you want to raise your prices, we want to make sure that we are communicating that effectively face to face. Because a lot of therapists will think that I've raised my prices, therefore I need to tell everyone about it. I'll go on social media, I'll write a blog post about it, and I'll write an email. And it usually starts with unfortunately. Now, I'm going to be honest, no good email ever starts with unfortunately. Raising your prices is a fact. It's not newsworthy. Yeah, it just is. Yeah, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just so. So how we did this in our clinic and how we teach many of the clients that we work with as well, how we teach them to do this is literally say to the client that's coming in, I'm just letting you know I've had a price rise, and next time when you come in, it will be XYZ. And then your client has the opportunity to choose. Will they say, yeah, no worries at all, book me in? To which most of them will, and you'll be like, what? Why did I wait so long? I can't believe this is crazy. Or they'll say, okay, no worries. That might be a bit much. Yeah, great. Would you like me to stretch it out? Instead of 4 weeks, we'll do 6. Yeah, actually, that'd work for me. Great, let's do that. This conversation and communication happens with a lot of certainty because this is what you've already done. And so how it goes, the actual actions you would have is you would say, okay, I'm going to raise my prices today. Yeah, I know, crazy, wild, right? But let's just say you're going to be super brave and you're going to go, right, I'm raising my prices today. You would finish your day at work and then you would go onto your computer, you go to your website, your social media, you would update any brochures, any signage, any price, anything where your price lives, you would update it to reflect the new price. And then your client comes in the next day and you say, hi, Sarah, lovely to see you. You do an amazing treatment. They come out to the clinic and say, I'm just letting you know I've had a price rise. So next time when you come in, it will be $130, for example. And Sarah goes, okay. And you go, what? No way. How's this? Or she doesn't, or, it doesn't matter what Sarah says because it's already happened. And so basically you book your client in at the higher price. Then you just book them in. And then you can see in your booking system, oh, that person's booked in at the high price. They already know. That person's booked in the high price. They already know. Or that person isn't because maybe they might book every second month. And, so you go, okay, they're at the old price. Awesome. And you basically just incrementally upgrade everybody else as you go along. And you just share with them face to face, hey, I'm just letting you know I've had a price rise. And people will either say yes or no. Then there's the case of what do I do so I've now increased my initial consult. Great, that's working well. I've now told all of my clients face to face, what if I've got some online booking software and one of my old clients books in at the new price, what do I do then? The answer is you do nothing because they just pay the new price because that's what they've booked in is. It's one of the joys of booking software is it's very clear that they're booking what is on the tin. It is literally the label, the cookie jar says this. Therefore, when you open it up, it's got cookies in it. Yeah, like they already know what you've done and they already know, they've already made that decision to say, yes, I'm in. What I love about this is that it's really warm, it's really clear, it's super professional, and there's no apology. No like nervous rambling, making sounds like and it's like, you know what, you just be clear with your communication and they get to choose and decide what they want based on their life, their budget, their time, etc. And yeah, so basically just simply say, I'm just letting you know I've had a price rise. And so from your next appointment, your session will be $130. Or for your next appointment, your session will be $150. And you just do it. And the weird thing is if you don't panic fill the silence, your clients will most likely lean in. And I guarantee you, many of them will say, well done, you. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. Yeah. And you might have a couple of people that say no. Now, here's where you get to decide as a business owner. Are they people that you really value as clients? And if the answer is no, you say, no worries at all. Thanks heaps. Here's a couple of people I could refer you to if you want to be like that. No worries, go for it. And there might be a couple of people in there who you decide, you know what, I really wish that I could help them. I wonder how I could do it. And you just sit down and figure out a way that is boundaried, where they are still paying for your services, but you know that serving them will not invite in resentment. Because that's what happens when we say yes, but we really mean no. That's where we're at risk of, we have this incongruence inside of us and we're at risk of burning out. We're at risk of allowing that resentment to build up and build up and build up. So you only do what it is that you are congruent with. If this sounds like a terrible idea, awesome. Don't do it. Just put your prices up. No worries at all. And if you're a little bit like, oh, but I've got a couple of people, great. You figure out a way that you can serve them and serve them really, really well. Now, most of the time, if you do lose one or two people or people start stretching it out a little bit, this is where understanding marketing is your friend. Because when you know how to attract clients in who get what you do before they even come in, having a few drop off is not a big issue. Having a few drop off usually means, oh, thank goodness, now I've got space for people who actually want to come into the space, who I want to come into my clinic, because not every client is meant to stay forever. You want to make sure that your marketing is active and attractive enough to keep bringing clients in. And that means talking about your work consistently, asking for your rebookings, getting reviews, having a clear niche, using social media well, having a website that communicates your value. If a few people drop off, go and check out some of these things and just say, do I need to update? Do I need to update my language so that I can attract the right people in? And if you're going to have a big price rise and maybe you're looking and going, is my marketing reflecting that? And if it's not, you might want to make some changes. There is no magical official date when price rises are allowed. The 1st of January, in Australia, we have a financial year is the 1st of July to the 30th of June. So some people wait till the 1st of July to put their prices up. And I know in the States it's year to year and good for you guys. However, you don't have to wait till the 1st of January. You don't have to wait till Monday. You don't even have to wait till, anything. You could literally do this today. You could re-listen, write a few notes, figure out the way you're going to do it, and just get it done. Or you could wait a month or 3 months. And one of my most strongest advocates for this process is a therapist who wrestled, honestly, it made her feel ill, the idea of raising her prices by $2. And she would put up a sign in her practice 3 months before she did it. And she would be in knots over it, freaking out. What are my clients going to think? But I have to do it. And then she put the prices up and clients wouldn't even care. And she was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not sitting there stressing over this. And now she has raised her prices anytime she needs to when she looks at her numbers and she does a financial audit and goes, you know what, I actually need to, I need to do some work around this. Great. How else could I do that? What else could I do here? And for her, being able to raise prices has meant that she's now got float rooms, she's got salt room booths, she's brought on board staff members. She's actually created an entire wellness space in her area because she has the cash flow to do it, and goes on exceptionally wonderful holidays that I love seeing on social media. And I love it because she has had a lot of seasons where they were not able to go on holidays because she had an awareness and an understanding of this stuff, but she didn't quite know how to action it. And because she's really good at planning and preparing, she knows how to plan her holidays really, really well. And I kind of love that. Yeah. So there's no right or wrong time you should do it. What I would encourage you to is if you know that you need to raise prices, then it's time to do it. Yeah. It's time to just pick a day, be decisive and go, right, that's the day I'm doing it. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's Friday. Maybe it's Saturday, whatever day, do it and get it done. Yeah. And then just take action. Like you could wait for months or you could just do it today. I think one of the things that really makes this work is being systematic and making sure that you are systemizing the communication, update digitally and making sure your scripts are ready, just making it way more smoother and less emotion. It just makes it a whole lot easier. And that mindset shift of actually, I do want this to change. I want to earn a decent income from the work that I'm doing. And I promise you're worth it. For the time, effort, energy, and that you already put in, you are already worth it. We are the only health profession on the planet that get the opportunity and privilege of often having our hands on a client for 60 minutes. Yeah? How beautiful is that? It's such in the world that is disconnected right now, having access to incredibly beautiful massage therapists, I believe, is one of our ways of helping make the world a better place. So if your prices haven't changed in a long time, it's your reminder to have a look at them. Maybe you can start with your initial consultation fee. You can increase your new clients, communicate that effectively. And if this episode maybe hit a nerve, maybe that's your sign that it's time. But if it was also helpful, send it to a therapist friend who needs to hear it. Maybe have a look at your own pricing this week, not one day, this week. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode. For more practical insights and tips and inspiration to take your practice to the next level, subscribe to the ABMP podcast wherever you listen to great podcasts.